About a month ago, some breaking news came out that shook Yellowstone fans to their core. Is Kevin Costner really leaving the show? And is Matthew McConaughey actually going to star in the newest addition to the franchise? Since the news first broke, there's been some changes to the story. Here's everything you need to know about whether Matthew McConaughey is joining Yellowstone. Like I said earlier, when the news initially broke, the facts were a lot different than they are now. Originally, Deadline broke a story at the beginning of February 2023 that Kevin Costner was going to be leaving Yellowstone for good this season. Pretty shocking, right? What's even more shocking is the reason why they believed this was happening. Allegedly, Costner requested that the newly added 6 episodes of the current 5th season be filmed over the course of a week and a half. If you're familiar with television or filmmaking at all, you would know that this is a completely outlandish and unrealistic request. In order for the show's filming to be completed in a week, the cast and crew would need to work overtime, maybe even film multiple scenes at once. It was an unrealistic demand, but here's why Costner wanted it to happen. You see, Kevin Costner is currently working on a film of his own. It's called Horizon, and he's played a major role in its production and direction so far. He needed the extra time in order to be able to work on Horizon. So the new addition of 6 more Yellowstone episodes to the current season was currently a big inconvenience to him. To be fair, that is a valid reason. But what comes next might just blow your mind. In the original news article from Deadline, they heard from a source that because of Costner's unavailability, they were going to kill off his character. Yep, you heard that right. Their source told them that Costner will be making his exit from Yellowstone within the next few months. But the story keeps on getting more devastating for fans. Allegedly, based on information from a source, there would be a new series picking up where Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 will leave off. And it'll have a completely new star to replace Costner. You could probably guess who they think this new cowboy is going to be. That's right, Matthew McConaughey. Apparently, their source told them that McConaughey was currently in negotiations with Paramount and the new spin-off series should be expected soon.
Today, Deadline reporting Matthew McConaughey is set to star in the franchise's next spin-off series.
Crazy, right? In just one article, they managed to shatter Yellowstone's fans' hearts all over the world. But is it all true? Well, it's been over a month since the Deadline article was released detailing this information. So what's changed? First of all, some of this information is also still subject to change because a few things have yet to be confirmed. But here's what we know right now. Yellowstone fans can rest easy because according to Paramount, they have no plans to part ways with Kevin Costner. They confirmed, shortly after the rumor began circulating, that they hope to work with Costner for a long time.
A lot of rumors out there that Season 5 could be the last. How do you respond to those rumors?
I really don't know. That's why I look to the future.
While all this was going on, Costner himself has not said anything on the subject. Since the production company confirmed that he will stick around for at least the rest of Season 5, we can be sure that's true. But what about the other rumors? Is the original Yellowstone show ending? And will Matthew McConaughey be joining for a sequel series? Let's start with the show's ending. It's not, to put it simply. The show has not been confirmed to return for a 6th season, but based on the fact that Paramount plans to hold on to their partnership with Costner, one can only assume this means more seasons, right? After all, we're waiting on the last half of Season 5 right now, so we can't expect too many details about Season 6 until that ends. But considering the show is one of the most successful shows in America right now and is gaining success worldwide, it would be foolish to assume the creators would just completely cut it off. But now on to the most prominent bit of news from this article. Is Matthew McConaughey really going to star in a Yellowstone spinoff? Well, we don't really know. The truth is, there's still nothing confirmed in this situation yet, so we can only speculate. But we did get one bit of confirmation that was enough to stir up conversation among fans of Yellowstone. So we know for sure that Paramount and McConaughey are currently in negotiations and discussing the possibility of him being the lead in a new Yellowstone series. But that's about all we know about the status of the partnership. Basically, No, there is no confirmed series in the Yellowstone world featuring McConaughey. But at the same time, it is indeed confirmed that there is a chance we could get one in the future. Since Paramount and McConaughey are discussing a possible partnership, anything could happen at this point. There is a chance we could see a new Yellowstone spin-off with him as the star. At the same time, fans shouldn't put all their eggs in one basket. It could really go either way right now. So, since this breaking story first surfaced, how are the fans feeling? And more importantly, how do they feel about the possibility of Kevin Costner leaving? Or the fact that he may be replaced by McConaughey? Well, some fans were understandably upset with the fact that Costner could possibly be leaving the show, but another popular reaction was, undoubtedly, anger. Fans and haters alike were furious that the show seemed to be going so downhill. On one hand, fans tended to think that Costner's performance in the show carries it and makes it interesting enough to watch. On the other hand, there were some people who have always hated the show and were angry to see it get even worse than it already was. Overall, though, the general consensus seems to be that without Costner, the show just isn't worth watching. But what about a spin-off? If the rumors really are true and we get a Matthew McConaughey spin-off, will it take off? Given the fact that there have already been multiple spin-offs in the past, I would say so. There have already been some spin-offs with huge names in the industry, and they've been met with quite a bit of success. Of course, no spin-off is going to do as well as Yellowstone right off the bat, but generally speaking, people are demanding more. There are already multiple more spin-off series apparently in the works, but we can't know for sure whether any of them will involve McConaughey or not. But until then, just know this. With viewership and ratings like this, it's going to be a long time before the crew at Paramount are sick of making Yellowstone shows. So, what have we learned? First of all, Kevin Costner will not be leaving the show prematurely. In fact, he's expected to keep playing the role for a while and is even said to be very passionate about the job. But where does that leave Matthew McConaughey? Well, we do know that he's currently negotiating with Paramount about a possible spin-off, but we can't say for sure whether he will actually be in the Yellowstone world. To answer this question, is he joining Yellowstone? The answer would be no. Not yet, at least. Do you think that McConaughey will end up starring in the newest addition to the Yellowstone universe? And if he did, how would you feel about it? That was everything you needed to know about Matthew McConaughey possibly joining Yellowstone.